What if I told you that the 100 Acre Wood from Disney's Winnie the Pooh was real, a magical forest that anyone can visit?
This is Poohsticks Bridge.
This was a dream for me to find out because you'll see today the ridiculous lengths I've gone to for this silly old bear.
I've been the biggest Winnie the Pooh fan. So they used to have an actual Pooh house called a Bear B&B. It was a Pooh Airbnb.
So buckle up and prepare to embrace your inner child on this adventure.
I traveled all the way across the world to be here at Pooh Corner, the original home of A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh, the beloved bear that I adore so much, and so many people do. So I used to have Winnie the Pooh, a mural, painted on my wall by myself. It was not good looking, but I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh. I wore these Pooh ears, not these, I have about 10 pairs of them. The originals around town to the grocery store used to make people call me Pooh because I refused to be called Ellie. I was obsessed.
When I first saw this place on Instagram, I absolutely lost my mind.
You should know this is the Ashdown Forest where Winnie the Pooh was first originated. It's where all the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh came from.
In a wondrous place known as the 100 Acre Wood is a bear named Winnie the Pooh, who has had many grand adventures.
A.A. Milne was the author of Winnie the Pooh, and his son was actually Christopher Robin, who inspired these beloved tales. And so if you want to get some Pooh toast, sip a little tea out of a Pooh teapot, come with me.
The Pooh Corner Cafe is in Sussex, England, and it's right next to the 100 Acre Wood. And the details of this place are exactly how I imagined they would be growing up. Inside it is so cozy, and you can't stop here without getting the Pooh-shaped toast.
I'm rumbly in my tumbly. Time for something sweet.
Time for a little smackerel of honey.
It was originally built in 1703 as Sackville Cottage and became Pooh Corner in the late 1970s. It's also been featured on the Great British Railway journeys, and I love how the owners make sure to educate everyone on our favorite bear.
Did you know there was a real Winnie the Pooh? On the 24th of August 1914, a Canadian Army veterinarian wrote a note in his diary. On train, bought bear, $20. Lieutenant Harry Colburn named the bear Winnipeg after the city he had just left. Colburn knew that France was no place for a little bear, so he drove down to London Zoo, and there the bear stayed for the rest of its life.
They also have a cute little museum and gift shop where you can pick up some Pooh before walking next door to the Ashdown Forest to walk off all that honey.
Ta-ta for now.
This is the Ashdown Forest. It's the enchanting setting of the actual 100 Acre Wood here in the countryside of England. If you haven't been to England, these countryside places just truly feel like a Disney movie. It feels like you stepped right out of Winnie the Pooh here.
Ugh, must have stepped in some heffalump poop. Oh, bother.
Eeyore would be moaning about something.
If you ask me, it'll never work.
And you'd see Owl up in the trees up there. So they used to have, 3 years ago in 2021, an actual Pooh house that looked like his actual Pooh house. It was the big tree, and it was called a Bear B&B. It was a Pooh Airbnb, and you could rent it out. And there was an illustrator, Kim Raymond, who was a huge illustrator.
Kim Raymond, a Disney-appointed Winnie the Pooh illustrator who has been drawing the iconic bear for more than 30 years, is hosting the Airbnb.
And I actually emailed him like a year ago because I wanted to go desperately, but I couldn't find it online anymore. So he said that they took it down, which is devastating. But I'm gonna put up some clips so you can enjoy it to see really what opportunity lies within this place. And I think that they should bring it back.
How would you like to stay in 100 Acre Wood? You can, now that a Winnie the Pooh inspired house is available to book on Airbnb. The Bear B&B is in the UK in East Sussex in the Ashdown Forest.
And if you're a Pooh fan, you'll immediately recognize this famous Pooh bridge.
Wooden bridge. It was a familiar spot to Winnie the Pooh, for he would often wander there, doing nothing in particular and thinking nothing in particular.
This is Poohsticks Bridge, and the famous Poohsticks game is if you take a Pooh stick, which is just a stick that's on the ground, not pulled from a tree, and you drop one, and somebody usually plays with you. You each just drop a stick, and then you run to the other side to see whose stick won.
Now the first stick to pass all the way under the bridge wins.
I mean, come on, how cool is this?
A.A. Milne's son had a toy pig named Piglet, and that's who Piglet was named after. And Piglet was the very fearful but brave pig. Lots of anxiety.
Oh dear.
Ashdown Forest is located in East Sussex in the village of Hartfield. So it's a bit of a trek from London. I would say it took us about an hour and 20 minutes from the Heathrow Airport. Lots of windy roads to get out here. You definitely need to rent a car and drive on the left side of the road if you're an American. Mr. Sanders' house. That's Pooh, by the way. Oh my gosh. It's quite small. Looks like he's gone through all of his honey down here. Silly old bear.
After all these years, what is it about Pooh that captures so many hearts?
I think people like Pooh because it's about a simple time in your life where you're just happy and doing things for fun, doing things because you love to do them.
And since I've promised you some more of my connection to Pooh, here's a funny story. He's been the backdrop of my whole life. I know it's a bit weird for a 33-year-old woman, a Disney adult, to be so attached to a bear, but I adore him. Even when I was engaged, as you can see, he was there. It was all a part of this elaborate surprise with my family that I had no idea about. We called it the Pooh-posal. You can actually watch it here on YouTube. But as it turns out, Pooh was actually my dad dressed as him. And even crazier, our wedding venue that we chose ended up looking exactly like the 100 Acre Wood in California, subconsciously.
Will you do me a small favor? Don't forget to grow up and live happily ever after, and stay as sweet as honey forever.
I've been the biggest Winnie the Pooh fan, so this was #1 on my bucket list. I try to reflect why I love Pooh so much and why Pooh is so beloved. And I think because he's known as a simple bear, but simple in a profound way because he has an unwavering optimism about him.
Do you?
That's the way I do it.
He always finds joy in the smallest moments, and although they say he's a bear of very small brain, he does show us that the people around you are what matter most. He also doesn't wear pants, and that sounds kind of comfortable.
So to celebrate, they all gathered on the old bridge to race their Poohsticks. Good friends together, all having good fun on another day in the 100 Acre Wood.
Bounce? What do you mean bounce?
And if you're heading to London next, make sure to watch my video on the happiest places in London. We see some super unique spots you've never heard of, and, well, I'll just say it's not your average travel guide.
We got robbed in London.
London's happiest neighborhood. This is the best fish and chips in London.
Please subscribe if you liked this video, and if you've made it this far, drop me the honey pot emoji. And remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think.